Hi, my name is Karen Sorber, and I'm the majority owner and CEO of Micronic Technologies. We are a water treatment company that came to Southwest Virginia a little over a year ago, and we're hiring folks and helping the economic development situation here nicely, I think, and I want to tell you a little story about our company. Microdesal is a transformative technology with 3 patents issued by the U.S. Patent Office. It is a device that we developed over the last 6 years that can take virtually anything out of wastewater or bad water. It does it through the use of a tornado, believe it or not, where it creates very many micro droplets of water that are easily evaporated. So think evaporation, but without the distillation. We're about preserving the world's water resources because we think it can be used in many developing countries, not to mention our own. So why is water such a big deal today? You see on the right-hand side of this slide that hundreds of billions of gallons of water are being used by various industries in the country. Well over 300 billion gallons are used every day. The issue is we don't reuse it. You look at this little water droplet, you see 69% of the water is wasted that's used each day. That's 90 trillion gallons per year. That's a lot of water, and we have a lot of drought and a lot of problems with water that could be solved if we could reuse it. So our technology can actually clean that water, pretty much any water from any source, with 95% efficiency and 1/10 the cost of distillation. Here you see Microdesal running in its very first incarnation, its first lab rat, I call it, the first lab prototype. And what's happening is you have water and air coming into the chamber at a certain velocity of cubic feet per minute and a certain feed rate of the wastewater, which in this case was salt water. And the tornado is formed by the pods that are stationary but designed specifically for creating that tornado. At the end of the chamber, what happens is the vapor that has evaporated comes back into clean water through a condensation process, whereas the very small amount of waste brine comes out, it's about 5%. So how does the Microdesal perform? Of all the trials that we've had with many companies around the country, we've removed 94% of 34 contaminants that we've studied. And the picture in the right-hand column is just one example of what it looks like before and after. What's very, very cool is that we take out almost all of the nutrients. And in the agricultural world, that's a big deal. Getting the nitrogen and phosphorus out of the water, it helps with the agricultural runoff that we've all talked about and heard about. We see ourselves being able to clean water in agricultural ponds, water ponds that are throughout the country. On the right-hand side, you see the biologics come out as well. That's coliforms and E. coli, those nasty bacteria. We can get that out also. So we can get out the nutrients, the metals, most everything comes out of the water. 88% of the trials met EPA potable water standards, and the toughest element to get out is very high, what they call TDS. That's total dissolved solids. Think of the salts in the ocean. Those salts in the ocean are about 40,000 parts per million. We can take out up to 380,000 parts per million and get it down to an average of less than 50 parts per million. It's really revolutionary. There's no other system, one system that can do that in one pass, and ours can. So what are our niche markets? Well, in Southwest Virginia, it's wonderful to be here because industrial wastewater, specifically acid mine drainage, is one of our target markets. There are over 500,000 abandoned mines throughout the country, and we can clean the acid mine drainage coming out of them, not to mention many other kinds of mines. And then, of course, the agricultural runoff is a major issue on farms throughout the country because the cattle pens are being flooded by the stormwater runoff and then creating these great big ponds of polluted water that can't be used. And we can enable reuse of that water if we could clean it. what's our competitive advantage? We can do on-site treatment, portable solution, one-pass process, and enables water reuse. So we really have a very, very good future ahead of us. We came to Southwest Virginia for the support that we've received, significant support we've received from UVA-Wise in sponsoring a proposal to the Tobacco Commission, which we did get last year. And then the Navy Office of Naval Research has given us a $400,000 grant, as well as U.S. Department of Agriculture. We've had several grants with them totaling $650,000. And we're currently building designing 3 pilots to go into the field next year at about 1,500 gallons a day. So the region was wonderful to us coming in to Wise County. VICITA, the Tobacco Commission, the county, have been fantastic, supporting us in all manner of actual financial support and support when we had, for example, we had our roof collapse this year. Some of you may have heard about it. We had so much support to get us into our building more quickly. But the cool thing is for them is they wanted to make sure we were going to hire folks, and boy did we. Since we've been here, we've hired 5 people from the mostly from the local area. We've hired 4 local folks. 3 of them are UVA-Wise graduates. So they each have their story. Jane Marvin, she came as a bookkeeper, and the issue for her was she wasn't able to get a job in bookkeeping. She had to take other kinds of jobs. Her family roots had brought her back here. And Brianna Stollard has been here her whole life. She didn't want to have to graduate and then move away. She was working as an intern before we picked her up, and she just got her master's degree in health and the environment and is managing our Tobacco Commission water testing program. Travis Deal, our software engineer, had spent so much time working at Lowe's and unfortunately wasn't able to work in the software engineering field, but he can now. He's doing a great job at programming LabVIEW for our test bench. And then you have Josh Yates, who is a chemist. He has his chemistry degree from UVA-Wise. He was working in IT because he wasn't able to find something in his field. And now he's our lab technician at the college, where they have wonderful equipment to do the testing for us. And he does a lot of chemical analysis on our historical testing. And then we have Andrea Pera, who's kind of a prize hire because she was willing to move to Wise, Virginia from Charlottesville, where she just graduated. Very high degrees in very high GPA in UVA as a mechanical engineer. She could have had her pick of any company in the country probably, and she chose us. Why? Because she loves the outdoors. She thinks the people are great. Working for a small company is just her ticket. So that is putting a face onto economic development. It's a mutually beneficial partnership with the region, and we're thrilled to be here. Just to give you sort of around the world in 30 seconds, a number of programs that we have been involved in and awards we've won and various papers we've published and press and articles and radio stations and different things we've been involved with. I just thought you'd like to see it on one shot here. We're very proud of our history and our past. I will tell you we were struggling up in Northern Virginia. Coming down here was the best decision we could make because we had the financial support, the cultural support. People want our company here to be successful, to put their kids to school, to work in high-paying or good-paying jobs, and so we've had just unquestioned support from everyone. Just a little bit of a attaboy to Carl Snodgrass with the county. He's the county executive director of the IDA, and he was just out here yesterday. Just is always here helping us. What's the next thing he can do to break down barriers for us? He was the one that cut the deal with Micronic, and I just want to say thank you.